Yes, people, welcome back to another Offside Trap video. And today we're going to be talking the Manchester derby. But before we get into that, Big P, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Bill. You?
Yeah, mate, not too bad, not too bad. And Doc, how you getting on?
I'm all good, thank you. Yourselves?
Yeah, man, sweet as. Let's get straight into this. Before we talk about now, let's talk about the past a little bit with the Manchester derby and the Manchester clubs. Let's do our all-time combined 11. We're going to go position by position, and we're going to do a unanimous vote, or not unanimous, but we will do a vote with a majority. Let's start off with a goalkeeper. Who is everyone's nomination? I think it should be a pretty obvious one, and that is Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah, Peter Schmeichel. Geezer was class.
Yeah.
Moving on to the left back, who have you two got?
Dennis Irwin for me.
Yeah, I agree with Doc. I've got Dennis Irwin as well. Phenomenal left back.
I have got Irwin written down, but I will be completely transparent with the viewers. I forgot that he existed, and I did put Patrice Evra because I did actually forget about Dennis Irwin. But I'll hold up to it. I'll admit it. You know, the mistakes are made. We're only human.
Patrice Evra was a decent left back as well, Bill. Let's not get it. He's a good left back.
You're saying actually he's West Ham. That's why. Moving on to the centre backs now. Who have you two got?
I've gone a bit controversial here. I've gone for Rio and Nemanja Vidic. I thought they were the core of the Man United squad when they were playing. Do you know what I mean? And when we talk about defenders, they're always brought up a part of the best two that you would play with. Like you talk about them in the same category as Keown and Adams or a Carvalho and Terry. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. And Doc, who's your two centre backs?
This is one of them ones that was tougher than I actually first thought, because I do generally believe that there is like 5 or 6 that we're in with a shout. But because I'm trying to keep it sort of, I'm trying to not go all one-sided just for the sake of Man United's success, over City's success, so to speak. It would have been quite easy to have quite a considerable amount more Man United players in here. So I've gone for Rio and Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, we can all agree on Rio Ferdinand being in there. That's going to be the first centre-back. Now here becomes the issue, because I actually haven't got Vidic and I haven't got Kompany. I've gone with probably one of the scariest players that have ever played in the Premier League, and that is Jaap Stam. That man was an absolute unit of a defender. And to this day, I still think he's probably one of the best centre-backs we've seen in the Premiership. In my opinion, I think he was a unit. Was he here long enough to prove it over a long period of time? No, but was he here long enough to prove what he's got? I'd say he certainly did that. Before we move on, we have to agree on a centre-backs partnership. We've got 3. Is anyone willing to concede on their centre-backs? P said, no. Doc, are you willing to concede that you will not have...
I can't put Jaap Stam in there. I'm sorry. Did Jaap Stam even play at Manchester derby?
He was there 3 years, mate.
You go. How can you have someone in a squad that never played in the Manchester derby? Don't even experience the Manchester derby.
He doesn't need to, mate. Mate, whilst he was playing for United, City was still playing in League 2 against Rotherham. Like,
I'm just saying, all the players I've gone for have probably played in a Manchester derby.
Do you know what? I'll concede Jaap Stam, but I do definitely think he deserves a mention. Doc, are you going to concede on Vincent Kompany and get Vidic in there?
Yeah, sure.
So we have a centre-back partnership of Rio and Vidic. Moving on to the right back, I am in disbelief with P's right back. I've gone with Kyle Walker because I think he is the best out of the. Well, I would say 3, but there should only be 2 in the conversation. Doc, who have you gone for at right back, mate?
I've gone with Kyle Walker, and I'm strongly leaning on P to concede with his absolute ludicrous name that he's about to drop on everyone. And and probably change his mind before he even says his original one.
No, I've stuck with him. He was Man City's unsung hero in the year they went on to win the Premier League. He got a standing ovation up there every time he's been back, and that's Pablo Zabaleta. Any City fan would have Pablo Zabaleta in their all-time over Kyle Walker. But guys, for the viewers, yeah, I'll concede Pablo. But just know, everyone, I had Pablo Zabaleta. I'll concede Kyle Walker.
just for the viewers, he has only put him in because he has played for West Ham United. There is no other reason he would put Zabaleta in.
We're talking about a guy that went on when City weren't that great to win the Premier League.
You could say that about all the City players that were in that lineup.
Zabaleta is the unsung hero of that squad. I'm telling you that now.
If he was as good, if he was as good as you made out, he wouldn't have signed for West Ham.
Look, Doc, we signed him when he was about 60, but listen, I've gone for a Manchester derby / West Ham X11, so it's fine. No, I'm joking.
So we've got our back five, including our goalkeeper.
Yeah. Moving on to the midfield three. Are we going to do one at a time, or should we just hit all three in one go?
We'll do one at a time. So
my first nomination is Yaya Toure. That guy's got to be in there for me. Can you name one of yours, Doc? If Yaya Toure is in there, obviously say him first, and same with UP.
Yeah, Yaya would be in mine. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Yaya's in mine.
And then the second player, I've gone with Paul Scholes. Scholesy. And then the third player, I think we're going to have a bit of a discussion about. Because I believe, P, that me and you are in agreement. And I also believe that Doc is in a disagreement. I've gone with Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I've gone with Kevin De Bruyne.
And who have you got, Doc?
So I've got Yaya Toure. I've also got De Bruyne would be in mine. So I'll give you De Bruyne.
You wouldn't have Scholes?
Yeah,
he doesn't know what he's doing.
I would have Scholes.
No,
but...
Doc, who were you fighting for in midfield before we went on this recording?
Well, I just can't believe that Roy Keane's not made the cut.
There is no way Roy Keane is technically able to compete with these three midfielders. There's no way.
I think Roy Keane competed with many, many, many world-class players in Champions League games. And to say that he can't compete with these players is absolutely ludicrous.
You put Yaya Toure up against Roy Keane, you get a Yaya Toure joyride. Physically,
masterclass, absolute masterclass.
You put Yaya Toure up against Keane towards the end of his career. Yeah, I'll give you that. But if you talk about some of the duels over Premier League history, I mean, I'm sure we can all accept Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane duels was just immense, absolutely immense. So to suggest that Keane couldn't give Yaya a run for his money, I think is a bit harsh. But I will concede Keane. That's fine.
So we've all gone with De Bruyne, Toure, and Scholes in our midfield three, yeah?
Yeah.
Moving on to our front three. Now, mine has made a bit of sense. We've gone with a 4-3-3. P's decided to go a bit left wing, and he's decided to mess around with it a bit. But Doc, I'm going to start with you. Who's your right winger?
My right winger, to try and fit them all in, I would have to go Ronaldo.
P?
Yeah, Ronaldo.
And then I've got Ronaldo as well. On the left wing, who have you gone for, Doc?
Sterling. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, Pete. I'm only joking. Sterling just missed out. He was my 12th choice. I've on the left wing. I have gone. See, I just want to clarify. I haven't got them as wingers as such. I'm going three up top. I'm going three out three up top. So I've gone with Aguero.
P, who have you got on the left?
Aguero.
I've got Rooney on the left because he has actually played left wing for Manchester United, whereas I don't think Aguero has played left wing for City. But I have got Aguero up front. So, I mean, I do agree with that. I presume that your up front is going to be Wayne Rooney, right?
Yeah, I've gone with Rooney. Yeah, but like I said, I haven't picked them left and right as such. I've put three strikers up top.
Yeah.
Me personally, mate, it was a tight one because I wanted to squeeze Tevez in there. But ultimately, Tevez has to miss out. And Rooney was a phenomenal player, wasn't he? So Rooney makes it.
And I'm going to throw a little spanner in the works because I like to do this. Who's managing this team?
There's only one
Sir
manager. There's only one manager.
The godfather of the Premier League.
So we're going Sir Alex over Pep, yeah, in that talented team.
Yeah, by a country mile. If you guys let us know in the comments if you want us to rank our all-time managers, and we'll definitely do some sort of top 5 or top 10 all-time Premier League managers. Just let us know in the comments if you want to see that. Now we've got that out of the way, let's go into the actual fixture that is Manchester United and Manchester City coming up this weekend. What's your guys' thoughts going into this? Do you just see it as a City whitewash? Because United really haven't been on it. You know, last week they lost to Fulham at home. So, P, I'll start with you. What's your thoughts going into this game?
I don't think it'd be a whitewash. There never really is a whitewash, is there, in the Manchester derby? They're always pretty tight and close games. I think City get the win. I do think City get the win, but I also think City need the win. Obviously, with them trying to catch Man City, trying to catch Liverpool at the moment. So if Arsenal pick up points and City start dropping points, then they're going to fall off. So that's why I think that City will win the game. It'll be tight, but ultimately I think they come out the other side. I think with United missing key players, Rasmus Højlund is still going to be out for the game. And to be fair, Rashford for me isn't a central striker. So I just don't know where their goals are going to come from. United.
Yeah, Doc, what's your thoughts going into this game?
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Man United, this game's come a couple of weeks too soon for them. Without Højlund on the pitch, I don't see him having a goal threat. Yes, they do have players that can pick up the odd goal against, some of the lesser teams. I don't see that happening at City. I don't think this is going to be a whitewash with regards to a 7-0 drumming for United like Liverpool did. I do think that Ten Hag is going to have the same mentality, even more so in this one than when he went to Anfield this year, where he hypothetically parked the bus and played 10 men behind the ball. I just think City will still manage to break through those lines. And I can still see this being a 3-0 City win, a comfortable win with very high percentage of the ball. And I'll be very surprised if Man United have more than 3 shots on target.
Yeah. Going into this as well, yeah, I mean, I can only echo what you two have already said about it. What's going to be your predicted lineups for Man City? So we'll start off with City and go into United. Who do you think City is going to how do you think City are going to line up heading into this Man United fixture?
I think they're going to make changes from that team that played last weekend away at Bournemouth. I think you'll see the likes of Doku, Grealish, these sort of characters coming back into the side. I know they've been managing Kevin De Bruyne's injury. He didn't start last weekend, so I would imagine they're going to bring him back into the side. I think the question is does Alvarez start the game alongside Haaland or just behind Haaland? But look, Pep's first name on that team sheet is going to be Phil Foden, isn't it? I can't see how you can drop him at the moment, but I think there'll be a few changes for City. does Kyle Walker come back into the side?
I think that's. Go on, Doc.
So I think this is the sort of game where City need a performance, they need the result, and I think this game in particular, they put their best 11 out. I think it's as simple as that. I think they put the best 11 out. I think they're going to need their best 11 to try and break through this really, really defensive Man United team that I can see going there. They can't afford to drop points. They can't afford to walk away with a draw and Man United earning this draw like they did against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think you bring out the big hitters. It's as simple as you bring out the big hitters. You pick your best 11.
And going into that, obviously they have got some tough fixtures, and I say that they've got Luton in the FA Cup away at Kenilworth Road. So, I mean, that's midweek before this Manchester derby. Do you think that they may have a potential injury, or do you think maybe they may have a confidence knock there, or because they have gone there and struggled this season already, haven't they?
I don't think the FA Cup matters to City personally. I think that being said, I think whatever team City put out will have more than enough to get the job done. Let's be honest. We're not talking about, resting Docker and then bringing on, one of the youth team. We're talking about giving Grealish some game time, a game changer, £100 million signing. So I think City have got more than enough regardless. But with regards to Pep being a treble winner, I don't think he's got his eye on the treble as such. I don't think that's realistic targets. I think they need to chase down Liverpool. That is their main target. If you said the Champions League is up there with that, I'd accept that. But I think the FA Cup is where something's got to give. So these players like Grealish that aren't getting the game time, a couple of their youngsters that have been promising when they've been given their opportunity, they're still scoring in that Man City team. I think that's where you take the chance, so to speak. And for me, it's a very realistic chance that you take. It's not a gamble, that's for sure.
Yeah. And with this fixture for Man United, obviously Pete did highlight the Højlund injury and stuff like that. Do you think with Man United, do you see them actually getting a result?
Like I said, I'd be surprised if they have more than 3 shots on target.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be at all surprised if City managed to save some money in the dry cleaning bill for their goalkeeper this week.
Yeah.
I think, Bill, for United to get anything out of the game, they have to defend well, play well, and even go above and beyond, doing jobs that people like Bruno don't want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like the likes of, he's going to have to track back. He's going to have to make passes that he ain't going to want to make. Do you know what I mean? And at this time, I can't see anything but a City win, mate, to be honest with you. Look, we never say never. Fun is a football game, isn't it? So you never say never, but just look at their injuries. United, main striker missing. City ain't firing all cylinders at the minute. But it's a Manchester derby. I think City will just brush them aside.
The one thing that I am excited to see, and the one thing that I've been looking forward to see, is I want to see how Manu plays if he plays. Because I think Manu is going to be the one that's going to be asked to try and keep a De Bruyne quiet. And it'd be interesting to see, I think he's an absolute prospect. I think most games I've seen him play, he looks good. He looks like an established professional. But with the talk of him potentially going to the Euros, I think this is the sort of game where we need to see what he's made of. And I'm just excited to see whether he can actually, let's see what he's about.
Yeah. And some final comments just before we head off. I do agree with Mino, I think he's an exceptionally talented young player that can do it. Well, I can see him going all the way up there. He is just genuinely a talented baller. And yeah, I don't see this going any other way than a Man City win. P, is there any final comments before we head off?
City 2, United 0. Game, set, match.
And Doc?
City 3, United 0.
Wow. And I'm going to go with a City 2, United 1. I think it's going to be a bit closer. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put on that notification bell so you are aware when we do post, because we will be posting a lot of content coming in the next few weeks and so yeah, stay tuned for that, and we will see you soon. Peace out.